Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Always Connected podcast. Had some technical difficulties just at the last minute and said, Spirit, help me out here. So here we are. So glad to see so many of you in the chat room. We are doing this live on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to come on screen and chat with me in the interactive part of this podcast, go to my YouTube channel, and the show notes has the actual link to come on screen. Otherwise, just continue watching where you are. We have a great topic today. It's all about, why are you here? Do you know this is the number one question people ask spiritual teachers? What is my purpose? Why am I here? But I'm going to take it even deeper. Why do we exist at all in human form? Why does all of this exist? I'm looking at my two beautiful puppies here on the floor where I am. Why do they exist? And my answer from Spirit is, it's all joy dancing. What do I mean by joy? Because all of us know, if you've been drawn here to the Awaken Way community, usually it's by some wake-up call that was the death of a loved one or something that shook you to your very core, and that was not joyful. But joy is my word for the source, the essence of all of this, the part that never changes, this source and sea of pure potential. So let's go back to that. But before we get into the meat of this topic, let me just tell you how the whole hour together is going to go. I'm going to talk for a bit about why you're here and what do I mean by it's all joy dancing. Then I'm going to bring some of you, my Awaken Way community, onto the screen with me live to discuss this topic or ask a question about it. And when you ask questions, I tune into my guides, Sanaya, who are already right here. They're always with me, but really present today in awareness. And we'll see how Spirit answers your questions. That's always interesting. And then we'll have what we call the wild card moment at the end, because this show is completely unscripted. I don't have notes. I have a few reminders of things I want to talk to you about today, but we're just going to flow with it. And I don't know what Sanaya will have in store, something channeled or a meditation, some guidance, whatever. So stick with us to the end and we'll all discover together what that's all about. So far, just so I can tell you, I see in the waiting room, Susan, Shelley, Shamila, Joyce, and Tracy. So you will be coming on screen. Hopefully you want to. If you don't, click that remove button. If you don't want to join me, if you've got there by mistake. But why are we here? I've really examined that over the almost 20 years now, no, more like 18 years that I've been on this spiritual journey. And the answer I'm going to give you came through the personal experience of coming to know our true nature through expanded states of consciousness that all came about through either meditation or contemplation. When we drop beyond, beneath the story into the state of pure awareness that all of us share, we come to know, I am this awareness. I am awareness itself, and everything else is experience. Everything else is story, narrative. So let's go back. Let's go down into the stillness and just do an imagination journey here of what if you were aware of nothing but being aware, just being pure awareness itself, beyond and beneath the story. After a while, you'd want to have experience. Why? Because within that awareness, within consciousness, is potential for anything to happen, anything to unfold, anything to be experienced. And so anybody who's ever had the desire to write or paint or draw or sing, create music, that creative urge exists in us because we are joy, my word for source, the sea of consciousness. And we simply have to express our true nature, which is creativity. And so you burst forth in awareness as something, the original cell, the original light, whatever you want to call it, and experience being in awareness. But after a while, don't you think that would get a little lonely? Wouldn't you want to enter into relationship? But if it's all you, then you're talking to yourself. So we create these stories, we have these adventures, and here we are, all of us, living out our stories, but we're all joy, dancing and flowing. It's all of us. My guide Sanaya taught me that the one becomes the many, right? You've probably heard that before. I'm a little distracted, I have to tell you. You guys might have noticed I lost it a couple times there because one of you on the waiting room is in a car that's moving. If you're driving, I will not bring you on screen. Okay, if you're in the passenger seat, could you mute your camera because it's really distracting to see all this motion in the background. This is the challenge of, there we go, perfect, thank you so much. This is the distraction of having a live show. So what do? I drop the link there with Sanaya with the chain, and we just do this shift. Okay, the guides want me to give an example of how the one becomes the many and how helpful it is when we want to connect with higher consciousness. Many of you know that I'm a medium. I help people connect with their loved ones who have crossed the veil. And in the past, I thought I had to do this connection. It was Suzanne, the medium, connecting with a client and a loved one in spirit. Let me tell you, that puts a lot of pressure on us until you realize it's all joy dancing. What that realization does is shows us if we just surrender the story, state your name, surrender the Suzanne story, surrender the Mike story, whoever you are, and just affirm this is all joy, then you let joy take over. And all we do is sit here as awareness and observe and report what's going on. So I actually have this little card that I keep right here when I do readings before I start. And I remind myself, shift to it's all joy dancing. And now there's nothing to do but observe. And this is a state of freedom that I hope all of you can experience, whether you're doing readings, whether you're doing any project. When we sit back and say, there is a higher state of consciousness that really is running this whole show, and be in a surrendered state to that, you'll experience a state of freedom, of flow, unlike anything most people in human form experience, because we get so caught up in the story of me, we forget there's something more. Today's Daily Way message on the Awakened Way app spoke to that very clearly. If you're not familiar with my app, go to your app store and search for Awakened Way, and you'll get these daily inspirations from Spirit. But let me pull it up right now because my guide said talk about the Daily Way message, and I already forgot what it is. So we're just going to rely on Spirit telling me, it's about changing your language to change your life. If everything is all about I did this, I did that, we're stuck in this limited view of the human being. Or the example given in today's message, I'm so angry. Well, that is a very limited state. What if we can expand and widen our lens to something more? It's all joy, and say, there's anger in the field. That changes the whole experience here. So why are we here? For the multiplicity of experiences, for coming to know ourselves as source, having all these experiences, and coming to know that we are awareness itself. This is kind of deep metaphysical, spiritual stuff right off the bat. It doesn't answer the exact question, why are you specifically here? It gets to the deeper, why are you here? To experience the fullness of life, an acronym for love in full expression, right, everybody? We have this Awaken Way community that joins me here live every Sunday. Sometimes I'm not live, I'll put an interview or two in here. But you can join the chat if you're live on my YouTube channel. And we all understand it's all joy. We know this, all of us, at a deeper level, but it's so easy to forget when we get caught up in the little me, I story. So moments of stillness when you can just drop the story, Settle down into the bottom of that sea of consciousness beneath the waves and say, yeah, it's all the sea of consciousness. This is all awareness having an experience. My guides, when they first came to me and gave me the name Sanaya, told me to look up the meaning. And one of the meanings of Sanaya is one worth knowing. Your guides are worth knowing. We're all worth knowing, but there's all really only one of us here. This is the thing that's so hard to understand and so hard to connect with intellectually. But when we drop down into the heart and into the belly and just feel that stillness, that's the same in everybody. Getting back to how this helps us practically, especially if you're trying to connect across the veil. Yesterday, I did a reading for a dear friend of mine whose sister passed a few months ago. And I believe I met that sister a couple of times. But with this little pointer hit here, shift 2, it's all joy dancing. I knew that I couldn't connect with her sister, but her sister would be right here. I couldn't connect with her as me, but as joy, the connection would be clear as ever. So I just surrendered, shifted, and what a flow we enjoyed yesterday. In fact, it was so clear that I just right off the bat began channeling her sister. What's the difference? Instead of saying your sister is saying this and that, your sister is showing me, I just let her sister speak through me. That's the oneness. That's the joy dancing. And then this beautiful friend of mine has some children across the veil. They came in and it was just a family reunion, but it's all joy. And that's what makes all of these connections possible. So if this is new to you, check out my book, The Awakened Way. I think I have it right here. Yeah. The Awakened Way really goes into the oneness and how to understand why we are all divinely guided. My new book, Always Connected, that you see here behind me, it gets published in about 2.5 weeks now, I think, maybe a little less. June 2nd is the launch date, but you can order it now with some bonuses from my website. It contains quite a few what I call conversations with joy. This is when I got into an expanded enough state that the oneness spoke to all of us, but to me in these conversations. And even in those conversations, I would say, this seems kind of schizophrenic. What you're saying is I'm talking to myself. Why would we do that? And it gets back to, why would joy express itself at all? For the experience, for the fullness, for the relationship. Don't we crave relationship with others? If you don't agree with me, just watch how everybody is constantly on their cell phones these days. We crave connection, but that connection, Always Connected, the name of the podcast, is right here within us all the time, because we are the connection we seek. We are source in expression. When we stop seeking outside of ourselves, go within, settle down, drop the story, we find this power, this sense of love and peace that is what we've been looking for all along. So that is the main topic of it. First off, let me see. Yeah, it's all joy dancing. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you in the waiting room. So thank you for answering the call. I'll bring you on one by one, and I think that's all the time we'll have time for. So if anybody else tries to join, you'll see that the room is full. So I'm going to ask all of you as I bring you on to try to keep your question as brief as possible. And I'm going to tune into spirit and see what they have to say in response to your question. I talked to Susan before I came on the air, and her camera isn't working. But since this is both audio and video, we'll just chat with Susan. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Suzanne. You're such a treasure. Thank you so much for all of your work and help.
Well, it's a joy. What did you want to share or ask today, Susan?
So my question is about different times in my life that I have been flowing flowing and following my intuition.
Yeah.
But I I know I'm getting mixed messages. For example,
Okay, that'll help.
I made a decision that I was going to move across country to a different state. And I was very excited. It's something I always wanted to do. I felt like I was following my heart. But literally the next day, I was offered a different position at work. And that was like, oh, yes, this will be awesome. Like it'll be a lot of opportunity and help with things that I wanted to happen as well. So I ended up not moving and it all worked out. But that's just an example of how I feel like I was receiving mixed messages, following my heart. But
yeah, and I'll tell you all that when things are put right in your face, when opportunities are right there, like that one that presented you, there was a knowing. You can just feel it in your explanation that this is something I don't want to miss. This is for me. That feeling of wanting to move across the country, Spirit shows me that was an opportunity building. And I really feel strongly from the web that we're all part of that you will eventually make that move. But it doesn't mean that it was meant to happen right then. This is the thing, even in my readings, timing is very challenging because there's no time across the veil. There's no time in actual deep consciousness. But here we have to wait for things to unfold. So that cross-country move is a potential. These things don't have to happen right away. I did a reading last week and something was shown to me and the person that said it didn't make sense. So I tuned in again and I said, actually it was that somebody in the family had a cracked tooth. She said, not that I'm aware of. And I said, well, this may sound funny, but it's going to happen very soon. It happened 2 days later. So we're tuning into possibilities and probabilities. And what we do then is tune into our body, which is a great barometer, and say, how does that feel? If it's open, pursue it. If you feel constricted or restricted, that's a kind of no from the universe. So nothing has to be done all at once. Just do what you were talking about and flow with opportunities as they arise. Okay?
okay, and be patient.
Yes, isn't that the challenge for humans? I know that's one of the qualities that I, as a soul, came here to work on, and we're getting better. But yeah, we're programmed to want more, now. So yeah, just the fact that you're aware of the how helpful patients can be will help you with that. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Shelley, I already asked you. I better use my glasses because these little names in the back. We're going to make sure it is Shelley and not Shelby. Shelley, I'm going to bring you on the stage.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Well, I always want to say thank you for everything. And I'm trying to save something so I could join I sign up for the cruise and I'm excited for it.
You're coming on the Awake and Wake cruise. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, well, the excitement's definitely building. Y'all can find out about that on the homepage of my website.
So I was hoping my husband could come, but looks like he cannot come. So my question is, I know our purpose in life here is to experience life, right?
Yeah.
But then some people, why is it like it should be as we're getting older, as we're working, should be getting easier. As the children gets better, life should be getting easier. But I feel my life is a problem comes next to it again and again. Finances, debts, loans, legal papers, everything, even grown-up children. So what am I here to learn? Is this my past karma for them that I owe them? That I'm the solution?
I'm smiling with compassion and joy at hearing you because isn't this great? Today's Daily Way message from Sanaya was all about our language. And the moment you said life should get easier as we get older, ding, 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 Spirit says, because that's the key right there. Our assumptions and expectations. We've been told, we believe, we think life gets easier, but ask anybody who's older than you, does it get easier? I believe, oh God, Spirit just grabbed me and said, do not say it gets harder. It's just life to the very last breath, which is love in full expression. We came here for the opportunities of this fullness, and there's going to be fullness to the very end. Look at how the bodies will eventually break down, because that offers us further opportunities across the veil and other lifetimes. But challenges are part and parcel with life. If and as, Spirit just grabbed me and said, slow down. If and as you can change your view of what life really is, this full experience, and say, I'm here for the opportunities to experience it all, then the legal challenges, then the family challenges, then the body challenges, all are seen in a different light. Here comes another challenge. Well, my husband recently got some news about his health. I've shared this before. Instead of saying, oh my God, why is this happening? I literally just took a breath and said, okay, here we go. Meaning, this is the start of a brand new challenge we didn't see coming, but this is life. And getting back to our main topic today, when you can see it all as joy, dancing, and understand that the basic awareness is not affected by any of these challenges, we sure are at the human level. Then we go to joy, that pure state, and say, all right, what's the next best step? And it arises from the divine wisdom and intelligence within us. Okay?
Thank you for giving me hope. Thank you always.
Well, there's nothing but hope here. Absolutely. Used to be called the messenger of hope. Somebody said to me the other day, I'll take you off screen so you don't feel awkward. Or thank you, Shelley. They said, I did an interview with Michael Sandler, and he said, Suzanne, do you have hope for the future? And I tuned in and I said, I wouldn't even call it hope. It's faith. I just know that this is how life unfolds. I just want to mention, Shelley said she's coming on my cruise. I have been just working, having fun, putting together slides and topics for the 14 hours we're going to be together. If you don't know about my cruise, or you do and you want to know more, this Tuesday, or is it Wednesday? The 19th. Let me check real quick because this is important. I'm doing a live. It must be the 9th. Oh, today's the 17th. That's why. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, US, I'm doing a live event called Ask Me Anything about the cruise. It'll be on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And we'll be taking your questions and bringing on some people who've been on my cruises in the past to share why that is a very special experience. So hope you can join me. Mark your calendar, 7 p.m. the 19th. Right here on my YouTube channel or Facebook page. So getting back to our topic, it's all joy dancing. Why are we here? Going to bring on now, I hope I'm saying your name right, Shamila. I don't see you on camera. Yep, there's a camera. Hi, welcome
Hi.
to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for all that you do, and thank you to the community for all the love they send out. I feel it.
Yeah, no kidding.
So the question I have is, when we're talking about we are awareness, we are the eddies in this great awareness, and we are these eddies dancing with each other at a soul level, as a rising in this. When it comes to when our human story can't be put aside, like PTSD, say you're a soldier, and after you're done with being in a battlefield, you can go out and you can start processing some of the things that you've done. But say you're still on the battlefield, say you're still a parent of a special needs child, and you feel this flooding. And I've tried the no fault, and you've tried therapy, and you've tried all those things, but it's still ongoing. Things happen, and you want to shift yourself to that big. I tell myself, I'm not the story. I'm observing, and I'm noticing, and I'm loving and doing these things. What is this? What is God doing? What is this dance, and how do we shift the music, and how do we do this?
Such a great question, and you gave everybody the perfect tool to visualize what's going on. She used the word eddies. I've taught that before. An eddy is a whirlpool. So picture we are all this sea of consciousness, and the sea's name is joy. Right? The sea of love. And the whirlpools are each of us. What is that whirlpool? It's a pattern of the same stuff that the sea is made of. It's a pattern, a swirl in the sea of consciousness. So you and I are energy consciousness patterns within one vast, limitless field of consciousness. So what's happening when you feel overwhelmed, when somebody has PTSD, when you're dealing with a child with special needs and it becomes so much, you're really caught up in the swirl. You're caught up in the pattern so much that you've lost awareness of the calmer waters beyond the pattern. And where else? At the very center of the whirlpool. Think of hurricanes, think of whirlpools and swirls, think of the eye of the storm. There is an absolute calm center. That's why I encourage all of you to take a breath and drop to the center of you. The physical center is actually not the heart, it's the hara, right below the navel. So that's why I advise people, put your hands there on the belly, take a deep breath and drop awareness there. Awareness is mostly in the head all the time, and that's where our thoughts are really swirling around. Oh my God, I can't deal with this. I can't handle this. I'm so overwhelmed. But you drop to the hara, and for even the briefest of moments, you experience that stillness at the eye of the storm. Another tool is go and widen awareness. And then you become aware of the swirling patterns, but even more. And now your guides can reach you with insights. They can drop them into this widened, more spacious awareness. But when that awareness is narrowed down to only your pattern, no wonder you feel overwhelmed. So the solution in the moment is what we call a reset, where you just, a nervous system reset, really. Take that deep breath, drop to the hara, hands on the hara, and say, open. Might even help. We just did this in my monthly connection webinar. I do this every month, Tuesday. One hand on the hara, say here. That brings you present, away from the monkey mind that's going to the past and the future. Here, one hand on the heart, open. To me, that's a big ah. So great question, brings us all back to the what's really going on is it's joy dancing in patterns, but it's all joy. It's the water swirling in whirlpools, but it's all the water. It's all awareness. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I will do that. Thank you.
Wow, good stuff. I made some notes. What else did I want to talk about? Special announcement. I made a video about this, but I've waited to put it out there because I talk about the Awaken Way app in there, and I'll tell you why I haven't put the video up yet. The announcement is I have a new guided practice. It's not really a meditation. It's called Sleep Comes Easily. One of my students told me I can't fall asleep. Somebody's clapping in the background here off stage. Yeah, and they can't fall asleep. They suffer from insomnia. Suzanne, would you please make us a recording to help us sleep? And I waited till Sanaya gave it to me, recorded it, got it professionally engineered, and it is a 100% gift to all of you. It's on my website now under the gifts page under meditations. It's also on the Awaken Way app. What a lot of tools and wonderful gifts are on that app. The reason I haven't put the video up is because Android needs to be updated. So if you have an Android phone, you won't find Sleep Comes Easily on your phone. But if you have an iPhone, it's already there go to the menu under meditations. But everybody can find it now through my website, SuzanneGiesemann.com. Under gifts and meditations, Sleep Comes Easily. The few people who have found it naturally, because this is the first time I'm announcing it, have made comments. You can leave comments on the actual SoundCloud page that you're led to from my website. And they're saying, oh my God, I'm dropping off to sleep. My goal is that you never hear the end of that recording because you're sound asleep before it gets there. So enjoy that gift from me and from Spirit. And let's move on and get back to the topic here. It's all joy dancing. I'm going to bring Tracy on. Do you want to come on screen? Yes, you do. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you.
Okay, yay. I've been fighting back tears waiting because I am so in love with you, Suzanne.
I feel it.
For everything you do.
Thank you.
I hope I can articulate this question. So everything that you've taught resonates with me so much about the afterlife and everything that I was taught earlier in my life as a Christian didn't necessarily resonate. You know, the part where God judges and punishes those who don't accept him, all
I
of
know
that.
that part.
Yeah. So I have such a peace now about the afterlife. And so I don't question that. But I can't rectify in my mind, like, if we don't remember all the other lives we've had in the past, and if we aren't awakened in this lifetime until a certain point, we'll be aware that we have had another life, but we don't, at least I don't remember any of that. So when I pass and I can have the experiences as a spirit, I've evidently already done that, but I don't remember any of it. So in a way, it feels like there is nothing after because I'm not going to be aware of it. Is that
Okay.
making
This
sense?
is where it's being in a surrendered state to just trusting there is a reason all of us are being breathed right now. There's a reason you are experiencing your life as you, Tracy, right now, and all of us, because joy wants to be here as you. And joy is putting its focus on your story for you and through you. If there's no point in remembering all the past stories right now, because right now it's all about you in this lifetime. And so when you cross the veil, joy will continue to run the show. Joy is the basic awareness, and your attention will be on what is most joyous for consciousness in that moment. If it serves a greater good somehow to continue the Tracy story across the veil, and it will, because you'll still have loved ones here, you'll be meeting loved ones there. The story continues because that's how joy rolls and flows. And so you know, people talk about past lives. I was just talking with my friend Ann about a past life that we're aware of yesterday. And there's really only one that I pay attention to because I can still see how it affects this life here. And just like the first guest who came on and said they, you know, this job came up and they took it because it felt so right. It was in her face. It was an opportunity. Well, this experience as us is in awareness because that's what joy desires. So we just come to trust that our experience will be what is joy's desire in the moment and just flow with it. I hope that's helpful. It's that coming to trust that the experiences we will benefit from, the fullness of it is what's right here, right now, is part of the journey. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming
I
on.
love you so much.
I love you too. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. And you know, learning to say I love you to strangers comes from realizing we're not strangers at the deepest level. It's joy loving itself. And that's why any of you who feel a love for me, you're recognizing your deeper self through me. It's a connection. Oh, I just got the big goosebumps. So thank you all for that. It's just, what's happening here is mirroring joy back and forth. Okay. Let me see. Did I say all my announcements? The book. Did you know that my documentary Wolf's Message is now streaming free on the streaming platform Tubi, Tubi? Getting lots of comments from people who have seen it now because they were waiting, and it is out there. And so it's really fun that the messages that Wolf brought, which became the Awaken Way teaching that I share, are now available on your TV or device. Next person up, Luzette, do you want to come on screen? Yes, you do. Well, welcome to the show. Pretty color on your blouse there, your shirt. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Do you see a little microphone that's muted? Give her just a second.
Okay, now can you?
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Welcome.
I'm getting your voice twice. I don't know what to do.
You might have two devices open. So, but luckily we're not. So please give us your question.
My husband passed away 9 months ago, and I'm surfing the waves, and our mission together was profound. And then he died suddenly within 3 days, not knowing he was going to die.
Yeah.
And so it's been very difficult for me to get back on course. It's like, what is my purpose in life now? I communicate with him. So I love you. From you, I'm able to have a purpose of being a medium.
Good.
But
Yeah.
I'm stuck where I can't even let go of any of our his clothes even. It's
This
like
is
I think
so
of moving. I
timely.
think, how can I move? I can't let go of anything.
Okay. There's your language now. The words that always jump out at me are should, which we already addressed today. The second one is can't. If you think you can't, you're right. All right.
Right.
So you are believing the fact that you can't let go because it doesn't seem to be happening. And it's so interesting that I just got a whole download of meditation this morning about grief and why it's so challenging to release and why it takes so long. And I'll be doing a whole lesson on that in the future. But it all comes back to these patterns again, the eddies, the whirlpools. We're all part of the sea of consciousness. And most of us in relationship, we're so used to our eddies, our whirlpools flowing together as one pattern. And so what happens is your loved ones, all of us, our loved ones who are no longer here physically, their patterns still exist, but we have to learn a new way to connect with them. But we also have to, guys, they always correct me when I say have to. It's a matter of releasing our reliance on these patterns and getting used to new patterns. So 9 months is still early, unfortunately, because it's in the physical world. Joy dances slowly. The energy flows slowly. The patterns are entrenched, but our thoughts and our language keep us more entrenched. So if you, as you learn to step back as joy and say, my husband is joy, I am joy. In my book, The Awakened Way, I have a mala beads practice. If you haven't read that yet, check that out. The mala beads practice will help you come to this awareness that it's all joy dancing. And you can step back and say, that's a pattern that I'm used to. Just realizing that starts to loosen the patterns. Doesn't mean you lose connection with those you love who have passed. They'll actually become more in awareness. But we humans don't want to let go of the patterns because that means admitting they're really not here physically. So it's a matter of coming to understand and accept. And as you do, the patterns loosen. That makes sense? Did I answer your question?
You did.
Okay.
And I've already been widowed one other time. And I'm going, was this a pattern? 27 years with Robert, and now I'm widowed. I was widowed when I was 28. Now I'm 75.
All that life is patterns. Life is love in full expression, and the expression is a pattern. So this just happens to be your unique pattern as joy expressing. And that included, at the human level, we say, unfortunately, the death of 2 spouses. And there are others who have had even more. I've brought through people who've been widowed 3 times. And none of us at the human level wants that, but when we realize it's all joy arising and subsiding momentarily and over lifetimes, we observe the flow and say, well, that's how joy is showing up this time around. Okay?
That's true. Thank you. I really love you. I'll see you on the cruise.
You're coming too. Oh my God, this is why I love the cruise, because we get immersed in this for 12 days of kindred spirit.
My body. I can't wait.
I got the goosebumps too. Okay. I can't wait either. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. And I know that cruises are high price events, and I know that not everybody can do it. And that's why we try to continue giving gifts and the free podcasts and the Daily Way messages to find that balance for all of us to still be part of this community. Okay. I'm very much aware of that. All right. Then we have the other programs like my live event at the Omega Institute in New York coming up in July. If you don't know about that, check that one out too, because that's a 3-day, very high energy event where we'll be discussing these things and helping you make the connection with loved ones who have passed. I believe, yeah, it does say Fox. Fox, do you want to come on the show? Yes, you do. Well, there's an interesting name.
It's my surname, and it enables me to not be a person, and I can inhabit
Love that.
the character.
I love that. You, as Joy said, let's do things differently.
Yeah. And it's really freed me. It's only been in the last year or so. It dropped off of a Zoom link. So it just showed my surname. And I thought that's easy.
That's cool. It really helped you loosen the identity of whatever your first name was. And that's the spiritual path, is really realizing, and I didn't mention this earlier, we are both human and joy, and it's all joy. So beautiful.
Yeah.
How can I help you today?
So interestingly, I just literally opened my computer, it popped up, and I thought, okay, well, I'll come on. And I feel a little bit of a fraud because it feels like I was in the Women's Royal Air Force. I had a very successful career in IT. And I came out of that. My husband stayed at home and brought my children up. And 10 years ago, one morning, I got up with him, and that night I went to bed without him.
Oh, my, yeah.
And it's like, I didn't know at the time, but the next day I knew it was a gift for me to move on in my life. So for the last 10 years, I have just done anything I wanted to, and I have played and gone back to teenager and childhood in a way that I've been so lucky to be able to do that. And last year I said, okay, enough. I'm going to stop doing all these different things. I need to ground this. And I'm still doing some things, but it's like, and I'm connected and I feel as if it's my higher self. I'm not attributing names. And I'm in my joy, but I'm not sharing that with anyone. I'm sharing it with the people that I'm in my joy with.
Yeah.
But it's like how, yeah, I don't know how to put it into words.
I'm getting it, and Spirit does too. And this is such a beautiful point. We talk about this beautiful community and people are chatting, and it's all about relationship, and Joy is experiencing all of it through all of us. And right now, Joy is in a fallow period with you. You danced for years, and now it's introspective and integrating what's happening. And there is an unspoken underlying should in what your question asked. Should I be doing this, or why am I not doing what I should be doing? Right here you are. I feel a piece coming off of you, but there's that little ripple of I'm missing something, or I should be doing more. No. If you spend every day and don't get off the couch and feel woe is me, that's not shining one's light.
No.
But we can shine the light of joy without doing. We could spend a whole day looking at the leaves and just saying, wow, look at this beauty. And that's joy, right? So I would say enjoy this period of change.
Yeah.
You're still flowing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All is well.
It is.
Yeah, see? And that was a lesson for everybody. So thank you, Fox, for coming on, the wise Fox. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, I was excited this morning. We went over 180,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Thanks to all of you for hitting that subscribe button. Why does it matter? Because the more subscribers, the more YouTube pumps it out to people. And this is how people have found this community. And this is how I have so many people come and say, this teaching changed my life. This has brought me so much peace. I found some of the best people that have helped me on my path. So if you click subscribe, you will help more people find that peace and connection and love. So thank you all for that. Lisa Rochelle, you want to come on? Give me a thumbs up. Yep. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Been here before?
Yes. It's kind of interesting because, you listen to everybody else's story and we're all joy. And so maybe my question has already been answered through everybody else's story, but I'll ask it anyway. So, during the pandemic, I got very sick and through a blessing of the spirit and your help and your guides, I made it through. And before the pandemic, I had a very strong passion for health and helping people, but I just don't have that anymore. And I've been I love meditation and I love healing, but it doesn't pay the bills. So I just how do you get? I've of course been in touch with my guides, and I have really wonderful dream connections. But I haven't really gotten any of that, a strong answer as to, what my purpose is now, even though, I just love healing and meditation. But like I said, it doesn't always pay the bills. And
so are you asking for a purpose that will help you pay the bills, or really the purpose that will bring you fulfillment?
Oh, I guess actually probably both. I mean, does it have to be an either or? I mean, can your passion still help you pay the bills?
Yeah, this life includes work, right? And it's beautiful when people can find a way to find the abundance they seek through what brings them joy in the human sense of joy. But okay, Sanaya just gave me the difference between the terms satisfaction and contentment. There's a reason there's a song called that has lyrics, I can't get no satisfaction, because we are temporarily satisfied, but then it goes away. Joy brings about contentment. Contentment arises from joy. So when can you be content? When are you content? That will help people find fulfillment. Contentment, purpose can come from the most simple of reaching beyond the self, because joy is all of it. So that can come from not just serving people, but serving nature, serving animals, just going beyond the self. Every time we do a monthly connection, I do a little channeling, and there's a moment where we're all sending healing to each other. And we've all found that when we take our focus off, I need healing, we receive it. So just know that in reaching out, in putting out, in expressing joy, not human joy, but expressing connection, love, caring, you are fulfilling your purpose. And Joy says, abundance will follow. Just the hair splitting is, what is your definition of abundance? Okay.
Wonderful.
Right. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's see. I've seen a few more people join us. Anybody mind if we go over an hour? Probably not. We'll just keep going, because these are, the guides just said, y'all see my lip twitch when they grab me like that? They said that if you all could see the glow from everybody joining our hearts, our fields, our eddies as one here, the difference it makes in our world and in our own individual whirlpools, just by focusing our attention, our joy on this topic, it really makes a difference. So hang on, I need the glasses again. It is Martisa. Do you want to come on the show? Yay. Well, welcome. Good morning. It's morning here.
Good morning. Excellent stuff here. So I'll try to stay on topic. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, it's just a little garbled, but go ahead.
Okay. So how do we figure out?
And she froze right there. Oh my goodness. And we dropped her completely. If Martisa comes back, we will bring her back on stage, but let's move on to Indra, who probably knows that your name is used in Indra's net, which is the most beautiful analogy of how all of us are connected like pearls in this beautiful web, this strand of jewels that's all joy. Welcome to the show. And I don't hear you. You're also muted. Do you see a little microphone you can click there? That's the challenge with a live show. We don't know who's going to be muted or not. So you gotcha. How can we help you today? And you can help everybody with your question. Yes, go ahead. Please ask your question quickly.
Do you hear? Yeah, thank you. Well, from a very young age, I remember asking myself why I am here.
Oh my goodness, why do the technical challenges save till the end here? Another question about, okay, you're freezing. You wondered and you've asked the question, why are you here? Please continue.
And that question grew stronger and stronger. And today I see that it is a recurring theme in my conversations. And my question is, if I'm not aware of my purpose in life, it is enough to simply wish for it, to ask divine love to guide me to be its best possible expression.
That's it. That's it. You've got it. I mean, what do you feel in your heart as you ask that question? Right?
I feel joy.
Yeah. And everybody understand the double meaning there. She feels joy. She feels presence. She feels her own light. It is enough simply to be the expression of love. We are love in action. We are joy in expression. That's why we're here. That's why our hearts expand when we just reach out to someone, and instead of just focusing on me, and all of my challenges, we pay attention to someone else. We ask them, how are you doing? How may I help you? What's new with you? We show curiosity to others. That is enough. It's why we're here, to interact. Otherwise, there would just be the one of us being. Okay, so beautiful question, and thank you for coming on to ask it. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And my glasses fell on the floor. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. This is what happens. All right. Julius, do you want to come on the show? Do you want to come on the show? Give me a thumbs up if you want to come on the show. If you didn't know you were coming on the show, I'll leave you there, but you gave me a thumbs up. Yay, welcome to the show.
How you doing, Suzanne?
I'm doing well. You know you're in front of about 1,000 people right now, right? And he's freezing too. It is not my internet. This is a spirit thing that 3 in a row froze, and he dropped. Okay. When I see you come back on, if you get a better picture, I'll bring you back to Julius. But Martisa, let's see if we can get you on here better now. You're back on the screen, Martisa. We'll take you and hopefully Julius and one more person. That would be Sue. And then we'll do the wild card moment. Martisa, can you hear me? All right. We're going with the flow, everybody. Julius, I can't see you or hear you. So Sue, let's make this a good technical experience.
I can't hear you though.
She can't hear me.
Oh no, I can't hear you.
She can't hear me. So we'll say thank you. Good to see you. Bye-bye. Let me see.
Please,
I can't see Julius. Can you hear me, Julius? No. All right, everybody. That's enough technical challenges. This is when, did you see my coffee mug, everybody? Did you see what it says? Isn't that interesting? If we can make that our motto through life expressing itself in fullness, things will flow much easier. I'm sorry for all of you. We'll just edit out in, no, I don't think we can because this is live. It just stays on YouTube. But in the audio podcast, we'll edit out all the glitches there. Thank you for the love, everybody. Let's see what Spirit has for our final part of the show, the wild card moment. Let me ask Spirit. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, Sanaya wants to channel a message for us. Okay, they've been here all along. They're the ones that grabbed me and twitched my lip like that. I have no idea what they're going to talk about, my voice changes because we drop into that state where they take over. It's a voluntary surrendering so they can talk. So here we go. Give them a second to take over here. Okay. Good morning to all of you. And you can see the repetitive questions that have come up during this special episode, with those of you wanting to know, why am I here? What is my specific purpose? And so we do not wish to beat this drum over and over and over again, but we ask you to not rely so much on the head, but to sink into the heart, where there is a knowing why you are here. Do you not feel, as was mentioned earlier, a burst of joy, which is actually an opening of an energy field, a widening of the lens, a greater expression of your own light? Do you not feel that burst of the heart when you make a connection in some way with another aspect of joy? This can be, as has been discussed, as simple as a smile to one who is hurting. Do you not feel that burst of joy when another soul gives a smile to you when you are hurting? That is the connection. In awareness, we are connected as joy that you are experiencing. You have learned tools in this session as to how to drop into the center of you and find joy once again. You have a saying in your English language, I have lost the joy in life. And we are here to tell you, you cannot lose the deeper joy. Yes, the human joy will come and go as you go through challenges, but when you can see them through the non-physical eyes of joy, your deepest essence, pure awareness, there is no ripple. There is simply the awareness, I am. And then the waves become easier to surf. What is your purpose? To learn to surf the waves and know that at your deepest level, all is well. You have learned from others, you must do certain things, you must accomplish certain things, you must achieve a certain level of abundance and prosperity and titles. And we are here to tell you that when you cross the veil, there is not a soul that cares how much you achieved, but there is great joy and celebration for how brightly your light shines and how much of that light you bring with you across the veil. When you can feel your light shining, even if it is not bursting with human joy, but radiating out to others, even in your deepest pain, then you are living on purpose. You are so very loved, for you are love in full expression. That is why we end so many of our messages with the phrase, you are so very loved, and it can be no other way. For as all of us and you and all that is are joy in expression, this is love. We thank you for listening and for being part of this field of love. And as I open my eyes after that session, thank you, Sanaya, my eyes fall on this little framed picture I have here. It was a label off of a purse I bought, and it says joy. And it's joy over the line with the name under it, Susan. It was the death of my stepdaughter, Susan, who started me on this path. When Susan died, I didn't know it was all joy. All I felt was devastation. But her passing and my desire to connect with her soul, which I ultimately did, led me to know a joy beyond anything I ever knew until Susan passed. Knowing that she's still with me, that our loved ones who have passed are still part of our journey, makes all the difference in the world. Thank you for being on this journey with all of us, part of the Awake and Wake community. We can't not do this, can we? It's our greatest joy. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great one.